Thank you for joining me this evening. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam. This is the judgment of Israel. The iron dome that protects it from all the nations around will become its cage. No one will come in and no one will go out. For almost a year and a half, Israel will be at war. The people will eat rations and they will use propane grills. The military will take great losses at the perimeter, in the city itself, as well as the Air Force. This will be done because, once again, Israel is not living according to the laws of the Torah. There will be disease, there will be famine, and the world's nations will mock in laughter. All the churches will be destroyed. All the statues, all the crosses, all the shrines will be destroyed, along with the towns that they're in. God will show no mercy. The time has come, and it will be such a severe punishment that mankind will know, without a doubt, that it was indeed the hand of God that did it. The only ones to survive will run to the mountains, and at that time, money will be useless. God sees what has been done and what is being done in Israel. He's given them plenty of time to change their ways, but instead they become worse, more brazen. Those who have been embarrassed and saddened by the activities going on in Israel, they will be saved. Those who have participated in the day-to-day life of idolatry, they will be punished mercilessly. The countries to the east, countries like Iran and Afghanistan and such, they're going to finish off Israel along with the lands of the north, like Russia and Assyria, so on and so forth. After the desolation, the remnant of Israel from all around the world will return and repopulate the area. And they will follow explicitly the laws of the Torah. The time of people's disbelief in the existence of God is over. Those who prophesied falsely that Jerusalem would have nothing bad happen to it, the people leading the people at large astray, they're going to pay with their lives. God is calling us to repent, because only the righteous will be saved. Not the sons of the righteous, not the daughters of the righteous, not the cousins or the friends of the righteous, but only the righteous themselves. It has been told to people that all religions are good. All religions' pathways to God are good. This is not true. Some have been twisted and are weak. Only one is straight and strong. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. The people of Israel, they came from pagan beginnings. God revealed himself and espoused his nation. He chose them as his own. Israel took that beauty and power and the blessings, and they shared it with false gods. Israel forgot where it came from. Instead of enjoying the blessings and being different from everyone else, all they wanted to do was be like everyone else. Some were born in severe poverty, right? With no love, with no blessing, feeling like life gave them nothing. And it made them feel desperate. And in that desperation, they chose to act in evil ways because they felt like they had no other choice. But they did it unwantingly. Israel, on the other hand, Israel grew up with all the love and all the blessings and all the help. But it still acted in wickedness because it just wanted to fit in with everyone else. Now, because of this, all the nations that Israel emulated are going to be the ones to do it in. Whoever walks in sin and doesn't keep the laws of the Torah will die. Period. And those who turn back from their sins and begin to walk in the ways of the Torah, the day that they start doing that, from that day forward, they will save themselves from the upcoming judgment. Now, I've heard that no man can keep the laws of the Torah, or it's too hard, it's unfair. This has been told to me. This isn't true. God says the ways of man are unfair. Robbery, murder, drug dealers who don't care about those who overdose, rape, carjacking, sex trade, beatings, burglary, sleeping with another person's mate. All the things that people sing about in these songs, day by day by day, those things are unfair. Mankind needs to repent. Follow the laws of the Torah so that you don't die in this great judgment coming up. God freed you from Egypt. He gave you his laws and he taught you how to live. He gave you the Sabbath as a personal sign of endearment, a direct connection between you and the Creator. But you ignored all of it. You rejected every single gift. You decided to worship idols of wood and stone and kill your own children. And you sing about it in songs. God waited for the rise of the righteous ones to repair what had been broken, to bring back what we had lost. But no one showed up. Even a dog humps a human leg or a toy doll. But your lusts have become so depraved that you look at a picture and have sex with it. Something you can't even touch. You've become worse than animals. And just like for animals, there will be no funerals. There'll be no days of mourning for you. No wakes. Nothing but death. Day after day after day. And this is all payment for breaking the covenant that we'd entered into with God. After God sends these nations and angels to destroy Israel, the righteous remnant will bear witness to this. All the nations who laughed at the destruction of Israel, they will themselves be destroyed in the very same manner. The western nations by the sea will watch in fear, wondering if they're next. They will be robbed of their wealth. They will die by pestilence and bloodshed. The lands of Africa will be invaded and their wealth will be taken. And all their idols will be destroyed. The world will know who the one true God is. He will make himself known in this judgment. God's calling you all to repent now and live. Live. He wants you all to live. These words will be heard. They'll be scoffed at by most. but only some will survive. Those in power will suffer more severely, because these are the few that are leading the many. They know the truth and they hide it from you. They buy fortresses and bunkers, knowing what is coming. They have seats on flights, prepared to flee from judgment, but won't let you run. They suffer the most because they know the most. There will be one leader from the line of David who will lead the remnant to righteousness. He will lead you back to the land of your forefathers, and God will renew the land. And at that time, the nations in the northernmost regions, they will come back and attack the remnant in anger. But they will be defeated by the hand of God. Judgment is coming. Judgment is here. So says Yahweh.